Hi.
First post here. I am extremely confused and need some advice. English is not my first language. I, F28, am married to M51. Married when I was 19. We're both religious, and that's pretty much why we've still married.
Well,
Lately, actually for the past few years, I have become increasingly disturbed by his behavior. Not just his recent behavior, but also looking back as far as I can remember behavior. Now it seems as though I have suddenly woken up. Or am I just extremely paranoid? I'll try to start from the beginning of things and write my way up. We started dating when I was 17. I was flattered that an older man paid attention to me. He took me on car rides, and we spent most of our time courting at night because he didn't want any people he knew to see us. I had absolutely no standards because I had never been treated well by a man before in my life. We didn't do anything spiritual other than kissing. I tried to be kind to him and made gifts and little cards for him. But now looking back, he didn't even respond with what I would call bare minimum behavior. These efforts were never reciprocated. He proposed when I turned 18, and we got married when I had just turned 19. During our courtship, he would do things that hurt me, for example, not following through with promises. Now looking back, I don't think he ever apologized for hurting my feelings. He always had some explanation on hand of why he did the things he did. I already feel extremely silly writing all this. Well, now we've been married for 9, and things have gotten out of hand, I feel. About 5 years ago, he went to sleep in another room. No explanation, nothing. So, I guess I've just had to put up with this. His only words about this situation have been as though it's my fault, and my fault only that things are this way. His behavior is confusing. Some days we get along normally. The other days he calls me selfish, lazy, unappreciative, stupid, immature, etc. The next day, he behaves as if nothing ever happened. No apologies, not even a slightest word about why he went off like that. Just expects me to move on, I guess. That makes me feel extremely worthless, and I am suspecting he actually means those things he says to me. Because he doesn't even see the need to fix things with me. These derogatory words are nothing new to me. I've had them thrown at me since I was little.
but it stings the same way.
I've tried to confront him about those words and how these hurt me, and his response has been, I've never heard anyone apologize for saying these words to me. I definitely have verbally apologized for hurting him in the past, even if things have not been exactly my fault. Just to cool things off a little. Even if I confront him about this, it all still ends up being my fault somehow. Sometimes he says that he has never said anything offensive, that he doesn't remember doing any of that. He has an extremely hard time of saying please and thank you, expects me to do things for him, and says nothing in return. I have been a little petty about it recently, and thought I'll teach him some damn manners by refusing to give him what he asked for unless he asks for it properly. That made him angry, and he ignored my existence for hours. Silent treatment for hours. Sometimes for a few days. And then he continues his daily activities and acts as if nothing ever happened. Sorry, but I cannot sweep these things under the rug anymore. Any attempt to communicate about my feelings and concerns have been blown into a complete fight, following me storming off in tears because I cannot take it. It seems like in his world this relationship is dying because of me being unable to get myself together. The last time I checked, a marriage is a two-people union. He has definitely behaved in a way that makes me scared of him a little bit, such as shutting down our credit card, which we use to buy groceries, 2 users, 1 account. I don't have a job, and the disability income definitely isn't enough for 2 people's food and necessities. He did that because I broke the silence and told our church elders about our situation. Then he threatened that I might have to start paying rent if I act up too much, still mad about the elders. He turned the water off once because he thought I was using too much water to clean the house. Had to beg him to turn it on again so I could take a shower. He did turn it back on after some negotiation. Then after these things, some days are fine. We can talk nicely about superficial daily matters. Then it turns to hell again and makes me wish I was dead instead of living the life I'm living. I try to talk about divorce only to be hit with the "you are so selfish and arrogant" card. Yet when I stay and try to talk about fixing things, I have tried to fix my own behavior and responses, but I lose the motivation when I see that he judges me if I'm worthy of his change or not. then I'm being made to believe that this train wreck has happened because of me being unable to be cooperative and submissive. I find it hard to be cooperative when the decisions he has made, about where to live for example, have only benefited him and doesn't even consider my needs. That's how I feel at least. I have very little of my own money, and I have to maintain a car that he got for me after I had been bugging him for years. I had to use his car, only allowed to use it when he was in the mood, and that isolated me from others more than anything. So I'm limited in my ability to see my family and friends. He does the oil changes and gets the car fixed occasionally, so he's not completely unhelpful. But I feel trapped in a countryside. He doesn't see the need for me to work or study. While he has made comments about me being a burden on him basically, I want to live and have my own purpose to get up and out of the house every day. But he doesn't see the point in this. I finished my secondary education basically just because I was selfish and stubborn and went to school without caring about that he didn't like my decision. Just pure resentment of being chained down made me do it. After I did the decision, he told me he gave me freedom and he allowed me. That's in his eyes the only reason I was able to go to school and finish my education. I've been severely depressed for years. The lack of connection and feeling like I'm running headfirst into a concrete wall when attempting to communicate with him makes me want to die. TBH. My anxiety levels are sky high. I've gained over 100 pounds and I don't even recognize myself anymore. Just recently I had the courage to look up emotional abuse on Google. Yet I still don't know for sure. Is this abuse? I don't want to keep pretending to people. He does pretend and act like a ray of sunshine among other people. People think very highly of him, that our marriage is great when in reality it has been only dying and rotting all these years. I've become very isolated, and I feel alone. Yet I still am between is this considered abuse, or am I just entitled and paranoid? I'm sorry, this post is a mess, and I cannot even believe the things I've written. It seems unreal and out of this world. Edit 1. I feel the need to describe him a bit better. He's definitely not all bad. He is very generous normally, goes out of his way to help others, very talkative, praises other people, has a great reputation of being polite and respectful, yet mean to his own mother and me. And when I try to talk about it, he says I'm talking bad things about him and trying to destroy his reputation, which I am not. I have kept my silence for literally years because I don't want to talk bad things about him and other PPL. But I guess I've reached my breaking point. Or just grown up. IDK.